Yeah. Fuck it, I'm stuck in my ways. Paper is all we about, nigga. All that beefing for the lame dudes. They just be running their mouth, nigga. Had me call a Brook and Rumble. Had them grimy niggas run up in your house, nigga. Cannon all up in your mouth. Ugh. Rick James on your couch. Whoa. Cheddar bang with the cloud. Oh, Barry Blue with the account. Oh, only losers talking down, but looking up to me when I come around. That's why I got the crown. These dudes ain't ill, rapping they frail, nigga. That shit I can't feel, lacking the skill. I'm sleeping on rappers like Bill after the pill, yeah. Fuck is on your mind, boy. Came back to put you niggas back in line, boy. Get a good looking niggas on your side, boy. Oh, bitch, niggas, whole click a bunch of tomboys. God, Staten Island, yeah, it's mine, boy. I ain't trying, I just do it on the side, spit a guy. How y'all in the booth all day and still playing catch up? You ain't even got a job. Defeat these niggas in my leisure. Beastin', rest in peace when I'm on that feature. Beastin', he's rapping, immaculate, feed him. Niggas G'ing him if they saying they seeing him. See me and my niggas one of a kind. Probably why everybody be so mad at us all the time. I ain't aiming at nothing, I'm just detonating the bomb. It's a brand new line since we messing with niggas' minds.
Fuck around and have a Billy in a Pico. Just a rego for a grip. Leave a nigga stitch on the lead low. To me, you niggas is rooted the loom. They keep it brief though. We on leave a nigga reformed. I ain't meek though. See all of my niggas riding in the streets though. None of us ain't doing Willie. Start up on you like a hilly. I'm up in the semi, no bluff. It'll lift a nigga up. Try to tell the niggas that I be the one with the wave. Got a little shorty with the pose. In the stage, all my niggas black and with the white. A bunch of renegades. You ain't with the action on my life. You niggas just a rage. You ain't gotta act them with the shits, nigga. Messing with the flow, cause about how I flip, niggas. Stepping up the medication, get a dish, nigga. Barry with the bat, just hit me when you need a hit, nigga. Known fact, I'ma knock it out the park. CBS is lighting up the dark, you don't wanna see the spark. Pop a nigga, let us see the twirl. You can have the Allen, nigga, I'ma need the word. Known fact, I'ma knock it out the park. CBS is lighting up the dark, you don't wanna see the spark. Still gon' do it, give a fuck about who do it first. You can have the Allen, I'ma need the universe.
I create the way. These niggas ride around it. I create the way. These niggas ride around it. I create the way. These niggas ride around it. I create the way. These niggas ride around it. Yeah. Fuck it, I'm stuck in my ways. Paper is all we about, nigga. All that beefing for the lame dudes. They just be running their mouth, nigga.
Me and my niggas one of a kind. Greatest of all time. I create the wave. Ain't niggas fighting around it.
Boom shakalaka. What's the vibe? You already know what's good. Right here, we see you, bro. We see you in the comments, man. Press like for your boys if you're watching us. Press share, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? It's T-Time it's Big T-Time Big Fan Breezy. This is Who Run the City. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
we here.
Like we do every Friday around this time. You feel me? Barry was good. We see you, man.
Shout out to Barry.
I mean, press like, man. Press like for your boys, man. You already know. Yeah. So boom. Marlon Mayhem on the YouTube check-in. You know what I mean? Press like for your boys, Marlon. You already know the vibe. That's my guy right there. So boom. We here, man. What you trying to talk about, man?
I mean, you know, just going off of what I seen without, my perspective on things. I seen KD, today they released that movie called Point Guards, which I did want to see and I tried to see, but I couldn't do it on my phone or something or whatever. But it's about all of the New York point guards and, just the culture around how it influenced basketball. You feel what I'm saying? And just the point guards from New York and how they influence basketball. Mark Jackson is in it, Ross Strickland is in it, Kenny Anderson is in it. And KD, I said all that to say KD, he had something to do with putting that together. So, with all of this rhetoric around him wanting to leave and this and that, outside of that, it's good to see that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's nice to know that this is like some, when he say like, I'm a basketball prophet, that type of thing, for him to be involved in something like this, a production like this, I think is special. I think it's nothing to sneeze at. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'm gonna make sure that that's part of my job next week I'm gonna watch that for real.
I think that's dope. You know what I mean? But I just hate when people call themselves prophets in anything. You feel me? But whatever. You feel me? That's neither here nor there. I think it's great. I ain't see it yet. I don't even know what it's on. Why you keep on posting the same comment? Son? Stop posting the same comment.
Oh, okay. I
already
thought I
shout
thought
out,
I missed it.
shout out to Kev. He in the building. That's my guy,
Okay.
Team Knicks-ish. You already know, but I posted it, you reposted it, and then I took it down. You posted it again.
Oh no, I didn't know you took it down. I was chatting.
Yeah. So I think it's dope that he did that. You feel me? Like whatever. What is it on? It's on Netflix. It's on. What is it on?
It's on Showtime.
It's on Showtime. Oh, I think I got that. Yeah, so I could watch that. You feel me? I'm gonna watch that.
I gotta get my 7-day. You know what I'm saying? My 30-day free to watch it, man. I'm trying to see that, man.
Yeah, but don't let that deter you from the fact that man still asked for a trade from the Brooklyn Nets, though.
Nah. But again, that's what I'm saying about it. Like, yeah, we hear that, and now they got Boston in the mix. You know what I mean? Every week is something else. And to my knowledge, this has been the biggest delay far as a superstar on the market, and nothing's happened. When I think about Kawhi Leonard and nobody knew where he was going to go, and he decided to go to Toronto. There was buzz around that, and he wound up going to Toronto, and that was a good move for him. You know what I'm saying? They obviously won a championship after that, but that's the you know what I mean. The longest time, I can remember waiting for a player to decide where they was going to go, and this is a long time, you know. And now they throwing Boston in the mix, and Jaylen Brown is not happy about it. He put out a tweet shaking my head, you know what I'm saying? He feels some type of way about it. And, I can imagine why. They just left the finals, and some of it I think is for the media. It's a media spin. And, me personally, I want to pay more attention to what happened with the point guard, even though I didn't see it. I'm just saying that to say far as it's just the same rhetoric week after week. It's been 4 weeks. I think if something was going to happen, it would have happened already. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
you already know how I feel about reputable sources, and that Boston rumor came from a reputable source. Shams reported that, bro.
Shams reported what?
That Boston is interested in trading for KD. That's not no smoke. That's not no hearsay. Shams reported that.
No, I'm not saying that it's not valid. I'm saying that it's been 4 weeks.
But I know why Jaylen Brown is tight, because he knows if it's going to be a trade, he's getting traded. You feel me? And
no doubt.
That goes to show you he don't even want to be a Net. He's not even excited about coming to Brooklyn. It's the case of him coming to Brooklyn. He like, man, I don't want to go over there. I'm good right here. We just came from the finals. You feel me? Why would I want to go to the Brooklyn Nets? Now, Ben who? Ben Cinnamon? I don't want to play with him.
That's funny. It's kind of like the same thing with Mark Jackson. When y'all traded him, he was contesting it like, yo, why did you want to trade me in the first place? You know what I mean? He got his revenge when the Pacers beat the Knicks, but still, it's like, I understand what you mean. I contrasted Jaylen Brown situation to the Mark Jackson situation, because Mark Jackson never wanted to be traded because of how well he played with the Knicks. I don't even think I gave him an apology yet. But
who else got their revenge? You know who else got their revenge? The coach of the Celtics. I keep on messing up his Ime
Udoka.
Yeah, Ime Udoka, he got his revenge. He wanted that coaching job for the Brooklyn Nets. He wanted to coach Kyrie and KD, but y'all kept Steve Nash. So what he do? He come in the playoffs and sweep y'all up out of there. Sweep y'all right up out of there. That's revenge. That's what revenge looks like. Went all the way to the finals on your ass.
Yeah, no, and what I will say is it's not about making friends when you're building a championship team, regardless of who the players are. You have to consider who the coach is going forward. To me, that's how I look at it, from Sean Marks to Steve Nash. The loyalty is there, but the logic to the loyalty doesn't make sense, and because it's about production. And putting a rookie coach in the prime of the KD and Kyrie careers was not smart, and we paid for it. We missed out on Kenny Atkinson and Ime Udoka. That's two good coaches. We missed out of the loyalty from Nash to Sean Marks and vice versa. So, I think I could see why KD pushed back. They also said that KD wanted Tyronn Lue to be the coach, not Nash. And they said that Kyrie Irving, he wanted Phil Handy to be the head coach, not Nash. So I could, and all of the comments about, oh, we may not need a head coach or whatever, I could see that is the biggest, in my opinion, disparity between Kyrie, KD, and Sean Marks, the front office, is that Kyrie and KD did not want Nash to be the coach. Sean Marks wanted Nash to be the coach, and that's why Nash is the coach.
And we spoke about this last week, and I said that's why Sean Marks need to be fired. He need to get up out of there.
I wanted to reiterate because KD got a lot of that flack for like the two since he been here. You know what I mean?
Now, and when last week, I acknowledged that. You feel me? I acknowledged the fact that it was a KD decision. So Sean Marks really need to get up out of here, bro, because he dropped the bag. You feel me? Not out of there. Excuse me. He not over here. Thank God. Get him out of there. You feel me? Because he's ever since he made that James Harden trade, it's been downhill. That's my guy Jay.
Yeah.
But Josiah, it was good, man. What's up? It's my guy right there. What's up, cool guy?
So what's up, Josiah? What's up?
That's my man. I was waiting for the what's up. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks, Jay.
My son on point. That's my guy.
No, that's my guy. Word. Yeah, but
you got a net sweep in the back, man. You got a net sweep.
That's why we need to get him up out of here, man. That's why y'all need to get him up out of here, because he been dropping the bag ever since James Harden. Trading for a guy in Ben Simmons that you knew had a back injury, but like he had to take a physical before he got to the Nets. So you mean to tell me after y'all gave him your physical and you knew that he had back problems, you still went through with the trade? You're bugging. You're bugging. I would have looked at James Harden and said, you stuck here until the end of the season. Because
he messed up. He tried to make up for what he did by doing that, but he really messed up by getting Jared Allen out of here. You got Jared Allen out of here.
Yeah, he messed up a lot, bro.
No, I'm saying, like, we say, the hard trade specifically was 4 first-rounders, 3 second-rounders, Jared Allen, Karis LeVert hurt us, because now you put all that into the production of James Harden for whatever many games he played after the trade happened. Now he's gone. So what I'm saying is, it's like we put everything into one season instead of building with Karis and Jared over seasons, like keeping that same roster. So he kind of fixed it with the trade. And Ben Simmons having a back problem, I think the Nets probably thought the same thing with KD, and they figured like, he got a higher ceiling because he's younger than KD. A lot of things that happened to me is because of Brian Keefe. I feel like he's getting a lot of say in the matter because of Nash not being productive in the regular season. I mean, KD got hurt. We went on a losing streak, bro. That's bad. And Nash can't get past that, because now it looks like the emphasis on his coaching and the criticism around it is only being, validated. You feel what I mean? So I think by getting Brian Keefe, his experience in seeing, KD, Harden, and Westbrook on the same team, having a say in the matter, and him being behind Nash, I think he's the iron fist in the velvet glove. I think he's going to do what D'Antoni tried to do, and that was try to coach through him. Like that's the best I got as far as Nash. I don't think he's going to get fired. I think Sean Marks continues to stay loyal to him, and realistically, Brian Keefe got to be. You know what I mean? If he's everything I say he is, we're gonna win games.
So here's the thing about the assistant coach. I do believe the assistant coach is a help, but when it comes down to it, the head coach still makes all the crucial decisions. Like in game, the head coach is the one that's making the substitutions, calling the timeouts. Yes, the assistant coach can help you with the game plan. And he could whisper in your ear, hey, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. But ultimately, it's the head coach who makes the decisions. And as long as Steve Nash is the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets, y'all in trouble. Trouble. Bernie Mac said it's gonna be trouble. That's how it's gonna be for y'all. Because Steve Nash is trash as a head coach, bro, and Sean Marks is trash as the GM. And as long as those two are at the helms of y'all franchise, it's a wrap for y'all. Y'all gonna make the playoffs. You feel me? Because especially if y'all keep KD, y'all definitely gonna make the playoffs. That's inevitable. You feel me? If KD stays healthy, y'all definitely make it the playoffs, right? But as far as achieving the ultimate goal, the reason why y'all brought KD and Kyrie there, as long as Sean Marks and Steve Nash is at the helm of y'all franchise, it's gonna be a dub. Dub. Y'all not winning shit with Steve Nash as a head coach, and that's facts.
Nah, listen, a lot of that criticism is well deserved. You know, I just feel like Sean Marks, the trade, that James Harden trade, and everything we lost with that overshadows all the good that he did in Brooklyn. And he's a good drafter. You know, they on the Brooklyn Nets, they put in a lot of they put a lot of energy behind Day'Ron Sharpe. They calling him double day. You know what I mean? Like he averaged a double, and I know that he could because of his productivity with his minutes. So again, emphasis on Sean Marks. He still does good with the drafting, but far as the direction to the shit named champion, the championship, he detoured our whole shit by getting James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Like the path that we were on, you got to emphasis on stats. Like Jared Allen only played 12 games with the Brooklyn Nets that season. Karis LeVert, some of more the same. Dinwiddie that same season got hurt like the fourth game. It's like when Dinwiddie got hurt, he just gave up and felt like Dinwiddie was such a necessary piece that he needed to get James Harden to he panicked, he made a mistake, and he trying to get it back. And he did a lot of good with Cam Thomas, Kessler Edwards, and Day'Ron Sharpe. That's a fact. Cam Thomas he averaged 27 points and 4 assists in the summer league. And I'm only saying that to say the interviews is interesting about him as well, because he discusses how he wants to improve on his game. I know he has a criticism about his defense. And again, I feel like, Kessler Edwards, he gets more praise because of his defense. They even explained that he has NBA intangibles. That's how they describe Kessler Edwards, because of his defense. And you know what I mean? They like all three. But the truth is that it is about them playing on the same team. They don't want to draft those same players and then use them as trade pieces. I think they do want to build with them, and also DDJ. So to me, it's going to be interesting to see, because the only one we kept was Joe Harris out of what we were building before, and they see how that worked. He got injured and missed a whole lot of games, and through all of this, he was supposed to be an essential piece, and he's been silent. And we've learned to go to Seth Curry and Patty Mills to replace Joe Harris. And I don't know how relevant Joe Harris is on the team. If somebody was asking me, is he on the roster by next season? I don't know. I'm not sure. I think they would trade Joe Harris if, you know what I mean, it made sense.
I mean, yeah, that's a salary dump. 17 million. That's a salary dump. I see him getting traded for that reason alone. You know what I mean? But you can't fault the man for being injured. You feel me? But I think if he does get traded, it's a salary dump. That's it. Salary dump. But yeah, as far as Kessler Edwards go, all that you told about intangibles and all that, he don't get no PT. He don't get no PT. So I don't even know why we talking about it. He don't get no PT.
He did get a lot of PT, bro. He got more PT than all your rookies on your team.
Cap. He didn't get more PT than Grimes when he was healthy. Cap.
Bro, I already checked.
Cap.
You already know, and Grimes was injured, fair to say. So he missed a bunch of games because of that. I'm pretty sure he would have had more minutes had he not been injured. Yeah. But I already checked the statistics. We don't have to do this. Kessler Edwards and Cam Thomas got more minutes than Quentin Grimes. Trust me. Just trust me, bro. Like, just like I said, trust me about all the other stuff.
I don't need to trust you. But did he get any PT when it mattered, though? Or was he glued to the bench and watching the rest of your team get swept like Cam Thomas was? Was he glued to the bench watching your team get swept? Well, how many PT?
Who has a better second year then? Cam Thomas or Quentin Grimes?
Quentin Grimes.
I don't know. I think this is a good year for Cam Thomas.
If Kyrie and KD stay and your roster stay as is, I find it hard for Cam Thomas to get a lot of who minutes he gonna take away. He gonna take away Patty and Steph Curry minutes. If now let's look. If we're looking at the roster exactly how it is right now, KD and Kyrie still on the roster. Who minutes he gonna take away? Because because your starting lineup essentially is gonna be Ben Simmons. Because I don't care what you say, Ben Simmons is the point guard. Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I got my point guard too.
Yeah.
I got Ben Simmons at point guard.
Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, KD. Who y'all play at the 4? I don't know.
Play at the 4. No, we would have Ben Simmons, Kyrie, Royce O'Neal.
Royce O'Neal 3.
Royce O'Neal would be the 3. KD would be the 4. Clax would be the 5.
Yeah, I hate KD at the 4 for y'all defensively, but
whatever. Nah, I want KD at the 3, but I know.
Yeah, no. I hear what you're saying.
It's not gonna be Royce O'Neal at the 4.
For the sake of the argument, for the sake of my argument, let's just leave that roster like that. Yeah. So your 2 backup guards is Patty Mills and Steph Curry. Does Cam Thomas get PT over those proven veterans?
Well, I'm going off of what I'm saying from what they said in the summer league. They saying they trying to make Cam Thomas a player that can come off of the bench and score in bunches. This is, again, far as roles, what they discussing. I'm just listening to the announcers. This is not even my perspective, bro. Yeah. They're like, going into the league, Cam Thomas, everybody knows that he could get a bucket. And far as being a player for the Brooklyn Nets, they may look at him as the 6th man. So yes, they're talking about giving more minutes to Cam Thomas over Patty Mills and Steph Curry. And let it be proven that Patty Mills got cold because he played too many minutes, in my opinion. He never played that many minutes, never in his career. I checked. It's a fact. All the time that he played with.
Well, I was saying that. We were saying that throughout the season.
Right. So I'm saying that to say shaving his minutes is part of the plan. You feel what I'm saying? So, and he's a veteran and, we got him back. But again, we see that he's more effective when you give him, I don't know, maybe 15 to 20 minutes instead of playing him 30, 35 minutes, 5 games in a row. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's why Cam Thomas getting minutes. So he's not necessarily taking Patty Mills minutes. He's just taking advantage of the fact that he's in his 2nd year and Patty Mills is a veteran. That's just how it worked. You feel what I'm saying? So, I hope I answered your question because that's how he's going to get his minutes. So, you know what I mean? And then and I'll land a plane saying this. They projected him scoring shy 19 points, like 18 points per game. And he got to average like a good 25, 30 minutes to average that kind of numbers. So I'm trying to see what's going on.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. He's not going to average that much.
Nah, I'm saying what they project for Quentin Grimes. That's probably ridiculous for Quentin Grimes, but it ain't ridiculous for Cam Thomas.
Bro, listen, bro. You got to that. You talking about 19 points a game, bro? That's like
18.
18. That's a lot of points for a 2nd-year player that's coming off the bench. That's craziness talk. You feel me? I don't know.
It's been done that by Brooklyn, a Jersey Nets and Kenny Anderson before.
I don't know who's projecting this, but they need to have themselves examined because it's not happening. I don't see him getting what you said, 20 to 30 minutes a night. That's not happening, especially when the guys that in the starting position are pretty much, as is right now, stars. In the starting guard position, stars, bro. And then you're gonna need Royce O'Neal in that unit to help with defense.
That's
you feel me?
Like, but we got Kessler Edwards for that too.
But that's not Cam Thomas. That's my point.
Right, but again,
my point is, listen, my point is not even arguing his skill level. My point is arguing him getting the adequate minutes for him to do the things that you saying that he's going to do, and I don't see it happening. You feel me? I believe that Quentin Grimes is going to get more minutes than Cam Thomas this season. You feel me? Because Quentin Grimes is a coach favorite. You feel me? On the New York Knicks. Once he broke the rotation, when he was healthy, he got big time minutes. Every game, once he broke them, he was averaging like 20 minutes a game when he broke rotation. You feel me? Like, He
Yeah,
was.
no, I'm gonna fact check that because you saying big time minutes, and I mean, did he make big time plays? Do you remember him winning any games like Cam Thomas?
Yeah, I watched him drop 27 points his first start. What you talking about?
I was just saying. You saying he got good minutes? Like, what did he do with his minutes? Like, cardio?
I just told you. His first start, first ever NBA start, dropped 27. What we talking about?
Okay,
what we talking about? What we talking about? All right.
He got 45 games, bro. He played 46 games.
Yeah.
I respect it. But you saying it like he got more games than Cam Thomas.
He didn't break rotation till halfway through the season. What you
Why
talking
is that? Whose fault is that?
Because he had other people ahead of him that played. He's a rookie.
Cam Thomas had 67 games as a rookie. What are we talking about?
And Cam Thomas broke the rotation because of injury and COVID. Let's chill out.
So that had nothing to do with the Knicks. Didn't break that because of none of those reasons.
But my thing is this: when he broke the rotation, he stayed a constant fixture in rotation when healthy. When your team got healthy, you was begging for Cam Thomas to get minutes.
Nash was wrong for that. Nash was wrong for that.
I remember you sit here begging for why is Cam Thomas not playing? When your team got healthy, that wasn't the same thing that was happening to Quentin Grimes when the team got healthy. He was still getting PT when the starters came back. He was still getting PT. That's the difference. You feel me? When your team got healthy,
Nash is the difference. Not because of talent.
When your team got healthy, your man was on the bench. When my team got healthy and he was healthy, he was still getting PT. That's the difference, bro.
He deserved it.
Your man broke the rotation early because of COVID and injuries. My guy had to wait a little bit longer for COVID and injuries so he could break rotation. And once he did, and he was healthy, he remained a permanent fixture in the rotation.
But Cam Thomas didn't lead the rotation because he played bad.
Listen.
He didn't leave rotation because he played bad.
Your coach didn't think he was good enough to even get playoff minutes, bro. Your coach didn't think he was good enough.
I'm just saying that's on Nash. That's not on Cam Thomas.
Your coach didn't even have faith in your own boy. He didn't have faith in him. He didn't
have
faith
problem.
in him. He's like,
and we're going to address that.
Sit next to me. He told Cam Thomas, sit next to me because you're not ready for these moments yet, bro.
That's why Brian Keefe did. I'm telling you, Brian Keefe gonna make Cam Thomas a star. He did it with KD, Harden, and Westbrook. Now that Brian Keefe is there, he gonna be the shadow coach. He gonna be doing all of the coaching while Nash he could do the same thing he was doing previously. They let Nash ride the year out, let him do what he gonna do, and then now as the full season starts from the beginning, I can almost guarantee you Brian Keefe is part of the reason why we got Royce O'Neal, because instead of having an offensive identity like we did when we first got here and made the trade for James Harden, we going back to having a defensive identity when Jarrett Allen and Karis LeVert is here. That's why we got Ben Simmons next to Royce O'Neal in the starting lineup. We're going to have a defensive identity, and I'm putting emphasis on Brian Keefe. Yeah, Nash is going to get the win or loss criticism, but all Nets fans, well, not all Nets fans, this is me really doing this, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if people agree or not, but the truth is I feel like, again, just hear what my perspective is and then weigh it and see if it makes sense. He was part of OKC, part of the reason why Harden, KD, and Westbrook was drafted there for 7 years as an assistant coach or a defense coordinator or something like that. And then he left. He did some work with the Knicks, I think LA, and then he landed in Brooklyn last season. And I'm saying specifically last season because Nash was supposed to run the show. It was supposed to be D'Antoni and Nash that first season. That didn't work. Then they switched it up and Ime left. Like, you're not going to do what I did with D'Antoni. I think that's why Ime left. Like, yo, you're not about to do that with me. And now they brung Brian Keefe, and honestly, resume-wise, he deserved the job more than Steve Nash. This is why I put emphasis on him being like, you know what I'm saying, the hidden hand, you know what I mean? The coach that's, you know, doing what he got to coaching the team, and Nash getting the credit for doing it, but it's really going to be Brian Keefe. And I think that's part of the reason why we're going to be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly.
Yeah, again, the assistant coach, You know what I mean? He has some say, but you still gotta. It's still all in the hands of the head coach, man. So it's nice y'all got Brian Keefe, I guess, but Steve Nash is still the guy. You feel me? Kenneth Bell said something in the comments just a few minutes ago.
Oh, yo, shout out to Kenneth Bell.
That's cap. And you know, I'm gonna tell you why that's cap. The New York, why I feel like that's cap.
Yo, hold on. He got a show called Unpopular Opinion, man. Shout out to Kenneth, man. That's my guy.
Shout out to that. Word. I'm gonna tell you why that's cap. A day ago, the Knicks just dropped a whole commercial on their Twitter featuring Quentin Grimes. You feel me? A whole commercial featuring that guy. So that tells me right there, they like that's going to show the fans that nah, we hear y'all talking about don't trade this young man. We ain't trading him. Mm-hmm. We ain't trading him. You feel me? And you know, to segue into, I want to use that comment to segue into, you know, the Donovan Mitchell saga or whatever the case may be, right? You know, Shams reported, I think either today or yesterday, that for the last 2 weeks there ain't been no discussions between the Knicks and the Utah Jazz on the Donovan Mitchell front, which, and you know, I'm taking that as a positive, bro. Mm-hmm. And I'm taking that as a positive because it shows that it's a new day for the New York Knicks and their front office. They not really willing to take any deal to try to get a star. You feel me? You know, the mainstream sports media want to paint it as the Knicks are desperate, and that's not the case. I think they got confidence in the process that they have in place. I think they have confidence in the players the young talent that they have on the roster. And if we could get Donovan Mitchell for the price that we want, so be it. If not, we're not going to mortgage the future to get Donovan Mitchell right now. Because the fact of the matter is, if the rumors are true that he want to come to New York, he's 25 years old. 3 years his contract is up. He'll be 28, still in his prime. If you want to come here, you could come here when you're 28. You feel me? On your own accord. With us not having to mortgage the future, and maybe possibly by then we could build a better foundation for you to land on when you come here. You feel me? Shout out to Leon Rose and my man Scott Perry for not blinking, not trying to not falling for the old school Danny Ainge tricks, leaking information to the press about the deal. If you said you can find a better deal with somebody else, go do that. But what you ain't gonna do is have your hands in our pocket. You feel me? That's not gonna happen. There's no way in the world you're gonna get 6+ picks plus 3 young kids. That's not happening over here, bro. That's robbery. That's robbery. And you're not about to rob us. This is a new day. Yo, Kev, give us 30 more minutes, Kev. Give us 30 more minutes, Kev. Give us 30 more minutes.
Do nothing but call up and get this work. He wants some. You get some. He gets some.
My fault. I thought I changed it to 8:30. My fault, y'all. Call up after 8:30. I did too. I pressed the thing. I forgot to save it. My bad. He calling again. Yo, give us a half an hour. I meant to change the time, Kev. My fault. All right, call us back at 8:30. All right, appreciate you. Yeah, shout out to Kev, man. Kev ready for the smoke. You feel me?
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man. Shout out to Leon Rose and Scott Perry for standing their ground, man. Because at the end of the day is, you when it comes to what we could offer versus what everybody else could offer, as far as draft picks, and we all know that's what Danny Ainge really want. We those guys. The only close team that's close is the Thunder, and I don't see the Thunder wanting to trade for Donovan Mitchell right now. You feel me? Because they know they're gonna have to give up a lot of the young talent that they accumulated, and they got some real nice young pieces. If they stay and wait their process as well, the Thunder got something special that might be brewing over there. You feel me? But yeah,
call up at 8:30, man. Say your piece, and I'm saying we see y'all in the comments too, man. I know y'all want to call up, man. We not dodging y'all calls. Just call up at 8:30, man. We see y'all.
Nah, bro. If that was the case, the deal would have been done already, Kenneth. If that was the case, the deal would have been done already. And the Knicks is not going to, and my point is the Knicks is not doing none of that, obviously, because if that was the case, if they were wanting to give up all of that it would have been done already. And the Knicks just dropped a whole video featuring Quentin Grimes, showing that they not giving him up, bro, on their Twitter page about Quentin Grimes putting in the work and improving. That's what the video was based on, and wanting to dominate and wanting to be great. You feel me? That what the video was based on. It was posted on the Knicks Twitter yesterday. They not trading. Coach Tommy T loves the kid, bro. Like he ain't going nowhere. He has the potential to be the best perimeter defender on our team, and he's a sharpshooter. He's a sharpshooter. He's not going nowhere, bro. He's not going nowhere. If you want 6 first-round draft picks for Donovan Mitchell, you're gonna take Evan Fournier and Derrick Rose and call it a day. You ain't getting no young talent too, bro. Like, bro, that's something that you expect to get for KD. Donovan Mitchell is not KD. You feel me? He's not LeBron James. He's not those guys yet. Yes, he's a top 20 player, but he's not those guys yet, bro. He's not those guys yet. And I think asking for 6 picks for him is outrageous. Just because the Timberwolves are desperate because they ain't never done nothing in the whole entirety of ever. And they feel like they got to do something now while Cat is in his prime. That's why they went and made that trade for Rudy Gobert, which I think was a fucking ridiculous trade in my eyes. I think that Timberwolves trade was horrible.
I want to get into that real quick, bro. I want to get into the organization obligation to the players that they draft and how long it takes for them to win. Like Golden State Warriors, they won after 6 years with their draft picks with Clay and Dre. Jordan actually took 7 years to win it with Chicago. So what is the window that these ball teams have far as confidence? You understand what I'm saying? Like Philly was with AI for a long time, and then they decided to trade him in the latter part of his career. So they kind of really gave AI the shit. You see them talk about trust the process. They really did trust the process with an AI. So sometimes you get a good draft pick and they actually play good basketball. Nobody was sneeze at anything that AI did in Philly, right? They even went to the finals versus LA, correct? And I'm only saying that to say, you know, when does a team move on from one of the draft picks they invested in? You know, like Giannis took 8 years to win it with Milwaukee. You feel what I'm saying? I just looked at Akeem Olajuwon. He went into 94 and 95, and he was drafted in 84. So it took 10 years for them to win it with who they drafted, you know what I'm saying, or who they built around. So I'm saying, like, the obligation of these teams, you know, in contrasting it to Brooklyn, moving all these players around season after season is not good. We have to establish a culture and build it with draft picks that we got and build around it. And I think these second year guys, that's exactly what we're doing. We were doing the right thing with the call for, and he traded it away, and you see the decline in the team. And I think he needs to put confidence in the draft pick. So that's my question to the room, to everybody that's watching, to you as well, T-Top. What do you think when you invest in draft picks, top 10 draft picks, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? RJ contrasted to him, you know what I mean? He's a top 3 draft pick, you know what I mean? Like, what's the window of success? So you say, okay, we got to blow it up because it ain't work. And do you think that Utah gave Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert a fair chance to win it all?
All right, so I think you got to measure it as far as like the success that the team is having. Do you feel like when they hit any peak of success, do you feel like that's the ceiling for this team? Like this team is not going to get better. This player is not going to ascend any further. And then you have to assess that. You feel me? That's where it goes. Like, all right, we've been the last 5 years, we couldn't get past the second round or whatever, right? We tried multiple different coaches. We tried different supporting cast members. But when it gets to this part, our best player, the guy that we invested in, doesn't seem like he could get over the hump. And that's when you start, I think that's when you start making that decision. But if you're talking about like a draft pick that you have from a rookie,
RJ
Barrett, like say for instance, RJ Barrett. you see that he getting better every year. Every year he gets better. So
Right.
you also gotta see like, all right, he's not nowhere near his plateau, so he has more, latitude to more rope, if you will. You feel me? Like we gonna watch you continue to grow, and we still not done building the team. You feel me? Like with the AI situation, I think Philly dropped the ball on that. They never put another scorer around AI.
That's a fact.
I think the idea that they had, we gonna surround AI with nothing but defenders, and we gonna let him, do what he do. But when really they needed another scorer to
That's
go
a
with
fact.
him. I mean, I don't think this. I hear my guy Jay. You feel me? Yeah.
That's what I
So,
got.
so, so I think that's a thing. Like it's also how well the organization build the team around the players. I think honestly, for instance, right? I think for instance, like I think Minnesota should have been gave up on Cat. They done a lot to build for Cat. Getting Jimmy Butler, Andrew Wiggins. You feel me? Like D'Angelo Russell. Now he got Ant-Man. And I mean, before Ant-Man, Jimmy Butler told you everything you need to know about Cat to know that they should have blew that situation up, right? He said that Cat was soft. I forgot the dude's name, but he was a player on Minnesota, and he was doing an interview, and he was like talking about the infamous practice that Jimmy Butler had in Minnesota, where he said he demanded the trade. Then he went to practice, say he playing with the third stringers, and they bust the starters' ass every game. And he was talking shit and not scoring, and setting up the third stringers to bust Cat and Andrew Wiggins' ass every game. That right there, if that right there should have told me everything I need to know about that young man. Oh nah, he ain't it. He ain't the guy. He ain't the guy. He ain't even, the dude said he wasn't even talking back to Jimmy Butler. He was just letting Jimmy Butler talk shit and not score and bust their ass in practice. Like, that should have told, but anyway, I digress from my point.
That's good shit, man. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I digress from my point. That should be all you need to see. And to coincide this with the Knicks, especially the young talent, you want to. RJ Barrett is showing everything that you want to see in a young star. He showed the clutch gene. He showed the clutch gene. He showed when he's playing with the younger guys on the floor. He showed leadership amongst the younger guys. Like, he's showing everything and he showed the ability to improve and add different tools to his game every year. He's showing the things that you want for a guy that maybe could be your number one, if not your number one, your number two guy. You feel me? And that's what you base it on moving forward. Like, when should you blow this up? Now, after you have RJ Barrett, for maybe after he come to terms at end of his second contract, after his max or midway through his max.
So where he at now in contract wise?
He's still on his rookie contract. He got 1 year left. He's eligible for extension right now. I think the Knicks are waiting to see what's going to happen with this Donovan Mitchell situation so they can sign the contract or extend him. Because if we trade for Donovan, if we sign RJ Barrett right now to his extension and then trade for Donovan Mitchell, it kind of handcuffs us on what we could do salary-wise when we sign Donovan Mitchell. When, at least if we wait till after we trade Donovan Mitchell, we trade for Donovan Mitchell. If we do, we could go over into the luxury tax to keep RJ Barrett. That's the difference. And that's why it's significant for us to wait to see what's going to happen with this situation versus extending him now and then giving him his bag later. You feel me?
Yeah, no, I'm listening. And again, my thing is with Sean Marks, he been here, I think, 4 years, 5 years. And, what, and for that season, for him to make that trade, what window did he give himself to win it in Brooklyn? You know what I mean?
He gave himself a shorter one.
Huh?
He gave himself a shorter one.
I don't think that he had to do that. I think that he was building in the right direction. It was going fine. And instead of, I guess, building the house out of bricks, you built it out of sand. You feel what I mean? Like, you got to build the Barclays out of bricks. You got to brick, mortar, water. You know what I'm saying? This tough stuff, the stuff that lasts, the durable stuff. You know what I mean? And you do that by also including the culture being built around the coach, for one. And because we're not going to change that, I'll digress and say this. We need a big man. You know, we don't need Kyrie. I mean, I'm sorry. We don't need KD, Nick Claxton, or Day'Ron Sharpe to be our primary defender in the paint. They're great secondary help. Yes, I want Nick Claxton to run over and give help to KD, vice versa from KD to Nick Claxton, Day'Ron Sharpe in that mix. But Drum left. He went to Chicago. He's our immediate competition.
Because he's going to get PT over there. He left because he's going to go get PT over there. You feel me? Like,
T-Time, he'll be back, man. Don't sweat that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Listen, when it comes to lineup, since he's talking about PT, we need. I want to talk about that. You know what I mean? Because we can stay the conversation that way. You know what I mean? As far as PT is concerned, I want to see us get a starting center. I heard we might get Dwight. You know, a lot of Net fans ain't that happy. Excuse me, about getting Dwight Howard. But me, listen, long as it's a defender that know they're gonna start, I don't want to see Clax, Sharp, or, you know what I'm saying, KD start at center. Like, no, nah, man. They nah, man. And I don't even want to see KD at the 4. I really want him at the 3. And I want us to, you know what I'm saying, get another player or two that as a power 4 in the center. I think we heavy with the guards. You know what I'm saying? So we, you know, with Drum leaving, that messes up our rotation in the front court. We need somebody to do what he did and more, at least what he did. You know, Drum brung a lot, so we lost not having Drum on our team. And we still didn't replace Drum. We kept Clax, yeah, we had Day'Ron Sharpe and we had KD, but we did not replace Drum yet. We got to replace Andre Drummond. We have to. And some fans want us to get DeMarcus Cousins. All right, cool. I'm cool with that. You know, he got a personality where he tough and, you know, listen, we could use that. You know what I'm saying? Our team, KD, he could feed off of that energy. That'd be good for Ben Simmons to be around that competitive energy. Like, yeah, I'm gonna beat you because I'm better. You know what I'm saying? Not like, oh, like, you know, made the best. No, I'm better than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need that toughness. You know what I mean? And it'd be nice to see that defensive intensity on a team with a DeMarcus Cousins. Even if he's not the best defender, he's a big body and could be the primary, you know what I'm saying, guy. He could get minutes. I know he want minutes. You know what I mean? Even if he did just a foul, you know what I'm saying? It won't be easy. Remember, James Johnson used to do that. We didn't even replace James Johnson. You know what I'm saying? We didn't replace James Johnson. Shout out to T-Time. I don't know yet. We didn't replace James Johnson or Drum. We gotta replace those two guys, man. Maybe we replace James Johnson with a Royce O'Neal. Maybe we did, you know, but we didn't replace Drum yet. And it's important for us to do that. Kenneth says, I don't want Dwight though. He want to join wrestling. That's funny. Listen, man, it don't have to be Dwight. I just know that having KD, Day'Ron Sharpe, to me, he's undersized at center. You know, he's more of a scoring threat in the paint, and we could utilize that. That's good money. We, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate that, but defense wise, he's great at power forward, you know, because of his effort and how his physicality. But putting him at center, nah. Clax, not him. He's even bulking up a little bit, so yeah, but nah. He's another player that I'd rather have him lateral because he had back problems. You don't want to have him with a center leaning on him all game long. You know, he could get injured like that. And if we're going to utilize Nick Claxton at, you know what I'm saying, at his best, you got to give him a situation where he's playing the perimeter as well. Play the stretch bigs, not just the, you know.
Yeah, my fault. My iPad died.
Yeah, now I ain't gonna lie. I charged it up right before I pulled up, bro. Like,
yeah, my iPad died. My fault.
Check
y'all.
my battery, man. Hold up, man.
Yeah.
My battery, good money right now. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was getting it when you left. I heard you was talking about Drum, and I was saying we didn't replace him yet. and we might have replaced James Johnson with Royce O'Neal. In a nutshell, was what I was saying. Not,
Yeah,
I mean, that's the
yeah,
gist.
yeah,
The
y'all
gist.
replaced Bruce Brown with Royce O'Neal because he's gonna be playing the role that Bruce Brown was playing,
Yeah.
which I think y'all should have definitely kept Bruce Brown because I
Nah,
think
I kind of know why they didn't because of Ben
I,
Simmons.
I think y'all he's just as good a defender as Royce O'Neal, and he adds more to his offensive game than Royce O'Neal. Like he he's improved 3-point shooter. I think he could shoot just as well as Royce O'Neal from the 3-point line, especially the corners. And he doesn't have to just rely on that, just standing at the corners and waiting for an open shot to be effective offensively. Uh, Royce O'Neal needs that. He needs to for the other guys to find him in the corner to be effective offensively. And I think that showed no loyalty to the team because Bruce Brown was trying to put the Nets on his back when Kyrie and KD was stinking up the joints in Boston. Like you ain't gonna get that kind of production from Royce O'Neal ever. You feel me? Ever.
Nah, I listen. The better play. I'm not gonna argue that Royce O'Neal is a better player than Bruce Brown. What I will say is, I think that move was done by Brian Keefe, bringing him in. We're not going to need. But again, let me say this: we don't need Royce O'Neal to do what Bruce Brown do because now we got Ben Simmons on the roster. When Ben Simmons wasn't on the roster, Bruce Brown was on the roster doing stuff like that. Now, what Bruce Brown do or did for the Brooklyn Nets, we figure Ben Simmons is going to do or more. You feel what I'm saying? So that being said, I feel like Ben Simmons really replaces Bruce Brown, and Royce O'Neal replaces James Johnson. Case in point is we still didn't replace Drum yet. We need to get either DeMarcus Cousins or Dwight Howard or somebody. You know
DeMarcus
what I mean?
Cousins is not a good defender.
We need somebody to play primary defender. So that's what I'm
Why?
hoping
Y'all
that.
not gonna play them. They're like, why? Y'all not gonna play them. Y'all had Drummond. He ain't get no PT. I mean, he got PT, but when it mattered, y'all had him on the bench.
We
Like
had
I,
LaMarcus Aldridge on the bench. He a free agent. Nobody picked him up yet. Blake Griffin, he a free agent. Nobody picked him up yet.
I think a lot of this stuff is waiting to see what's happening with uh KD and Donovan Mitchell. You feel me? Like a lot of teams are waiting to see what's happening with that before they make moves. Cause you never really know when you could toss your hat in the ring, or it might be a 3-team. Like one team might need another team to trade with with them, so you could possibly reap the benefits in a fallout situation as far as um the trades go. You might not be directly in the trade for KD or Donovan Mitchell, but you could be the third team that, hey, we need your help. So we're gonna give you all this shit so we could end up getting KD. Like a lot of that stuff plays into the decision making. And these guys are veterans and they're gonna be around. So you could probably like if you have to go over the luxury tax, like those the kind of players that you be like, yo, you take your minimum, and we got a spot for you. You feel me? Because Marcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, Carmelo Anthony as well. He's still unsigned. Those are guys that you could look at and be like, yo, we're gonna give you the your veteran minimum because from what I understand is different price for each veteran for like what your salary was versus how long you was in the NBA and all that. So yeah,
Right.
you take whatever your minimum is, and we got a spot for you. But I think that only happened after these trades happen. You feel me? If these trades happen, because it's starting to
Montrezl
look like
Harrell, he a free agent too. He ain't getting no work. I thought a team would pick him up.
yeah, I thought so too. I thought so too. But his game is limited. He's good as a bench player. You feel me? But like he's not good for. And it all depends on what his agent asking for too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It all
that's
depends
another
on
thing too. Yeah,
what his agent asking for too. Teams probably looking like you tripping. I'm not giving Montrezl Harrell that much bread. You know what I mean? Like, and that'd be another reason why dudes don't be getting signed too. Uh, but yeah, I think those trades is holding up a lot. I think the KD situation held up the whole off season. Like it held that shit up for hostage, son.
Yeah,
And
but no, I think going forward, just kind of segueing back to what we was discussing, it all ties in together. It all makes sense. Um, you know, we gave up too much for Harden, and he trying to make things right. In building a team, you got to look at it from the top to the bottom. You can't leave nothing out, and he knows that about Nash, and that's why Brian Keefe is there. And I'm saying all that to say, he gave himself a short window, but in my opinion, a GM, a new GM, he come to your team, you want to give him more than a 5 year window. I want to give a GM a 10 year window. You know, if you a
I
5 to 10 year window, you know what I'm
so
saying?
that's not that's if you in a complete rebuild situation, yes. If you in complete rebuild situation where you build and do the draft and free agency, yes, that makes sense. But not when you the GM turns the team into a win now situation. I think he had that kind of leadway before KD and Kyrie got there. Uh, with the team that he had, that's the window he had. He had I think he had great leeway, especially with the kind of strides that he had that those young boys was making on the team, making the playoffs and all that other stuff, right? That gave him more leeway. But when you go and you get a KD and a Kyrie, and then you trade for James Harden and put the team in the win immediately mode, yeah, your leash is shorter. If you don't win, if you don't make the adequate adjust trade and personnel hiring to make it work and achieve the ultimate goal, I think your window is shorter. I
It's
think
six. He 6 years
think
to add to that. It's been. I
I
just
think
checked it. 6 seasons. So
yeah, I think he showed horrible decision making throughout this whole process after trading. I mean, after signing KD and Kyrie, I think all his decisions after that was horrible. You feel me? Down to the coach hiring to not hiring certain coaches after you saw that. Uh, like first of all, I think he should be fired for hiring Steve Nash over Tyronn Lue. That's right there alone deserves immediate fire. Tyronn Lue had interest in the job. You didn't reach out to Tyronn Lue to hire him. You're tripping. You feel me? You're tripping. He deserved to be fired right there. And then, especially after we find out that KD and Kyrie had nothing to do with the Steve Nash hiring, he deserved to be fired off of that alone. Then he further compounds his problem by not firing Steve Nash after the first year when you saw him in the playoffs be
first year they
absolutely
blamed D'Antoni. Brooklyn Nets blamed. They said
after being
D'Antoni was the head coach really, and it wasn't Nash. And now they saying it's KD and Kyrie. They hiding Nash, and I'm saying that's a problem. And that's why we
yeah,
got Brian Keefe. I'm telling you,
yeah.
Brian
So
Keefe is the fix.
so anyway, I don't think so, but anyway, you 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 should have fired Steve Nash after you saw him be completely ass in the playoffs last year as a coach. No adjustments, nothing. You feel me? Then you don't you don't fire him. You don't hire Ime Udoka. Like you don't do that. You let him walk. You feel me? Which was ridiculous in my eyes. And then to go see that Ime Udoka what he did with Boston should have had Steve Nash fired yet again. Then you add in the James Harden trade and all that other stuff. That man deserves to be fired. GMs have been fired for less. You feel me? He's shown that he can draft well, but as far as the moving and shaking part of the business, he's incompetent. You feel me? And it shows. And y'all need to get him up out of here, bro. Because as long as
No,
he's your
I
GM,
mean, but
they're
that's
not
what
gonna
I'm.
win nothing.
That's what we getting into. So again, 5 to 10 years for a GM to bring the ball club success. In the first 6 years, we're good. He made us a playoff team. We weren't necessarily a playoff team without Sean Marks being here. And I'm just contrasting it to when he was here and when he wasn't here. He kind of brought us back to life when it came to the playoffs. So I think Josiah he favors or he'll lean towards Sean Marks because of it. That being said, I think he wants Sean Marks to fix it more than he wants to fire
Yo,
him.
my fault, my fault. Sorry to cut you off. Yo, Barry, I'm posting this because I know you can't see what's happening on YouTube, but somebody giving you your flowers, man. You know what I mean? I just want you to see that. Somebody giving you a flower, so being right about the whole Kyrie and KD have nothing to do with
Yeah,
what you call it, Steve Nash.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know he couldn't see that, so good, my fault.
Nah, in a nutshell, I was segueing the conversation about, who are the best GMs, in the NBA. And when I look, they got Pat Riley up here, and you look at what he did with the Miami Heat and just them being a consistent team that, you know what I mean, as a competitive
He
team.
got
And I
them.
say a
He got them.
competitive team is, huh?
He got them 3 chips under his his under his reign. Got Miami 3 chips while he was there.
Right. So let's get into that. He got Miami 3 chips. How long did it take him to get Miami their first chip?
I don't know. It didn't take him long. It did take
Right.
him a minute to get
Right,
it.
that's my point. Like, what's the window for a GM to bring success to a ball club? Because Sean Marks did more good than bad as a GM in the 6 years that he's been here. And what I said, and I agree that it was a mistake, that the James Harden trade was a mistake, and he's trying to fix it with the more recent trade, and also he's not making it worse by trading the draft picks in Cam Thomas, because teams have showed interest, and he's keeping the core. As he knows, you can't give a superstar, but you have to draw the line somewhere. It's okay to give a superstar power when they come to the ball club, but at the end of the day, the GM should feel like I'm leading this ship. It shouldn't be a misunderstanding about who's who and what's what. And I think that was the pushback in KD asking for a trade. And also,
So
the
to answer your
Brooklyn.
question about Pat Riley joined the Miami Heat as a head coach in '96. They didn't
Okay.
win a championship until 2006. It's 10 years.
See what I'm saying? This is what I mean about, the success window is different from a player to a GM. They players that they draft, I imagine they want to win. And I think Utah is a great example. You know, Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert were both high draft picks, to my knowledge, right? Top 10 draft picks. If I'm right, you know what I mean?
Nah, Donovan Mitchell was like late first round,
Late first
if I'm
round.
not mistaken.
All right, well,
Yeah.
he balled out, and they were. And what I was getting at is they building around these two draft picks, and how much time are they going to build around these two draft picks to say,
Now he was
okay,
13th pick overall, Donovan Mitchell.
13th, okay, not top 10, but close. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That's pretty much the drift of what I'm saying. The ball club should give their best draft picks
Rudy
time to
Gobert
grow.
was 27th.
Rudy Gobert 27th.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, maybe that's another reason why they feel like Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell hit their ceiling. Listen, they're not even
And they
top
didn't
10
like
draft
each other.
picks.
And
That's another thing.
they had real life beef.
Right. So, well, all the culmination of all of those things is a good reason for the Utah Jazz to go in rebuild mode. So, shout out to Utah Jazz because their front office did the right thing. Their superstar players and Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell don't like each other. They didn't win and when you look at their ceiling, I think they went to the conference finals once, and I think they got bumped in the in the
First
second
round,
round twice.
and I think they got bumped the first round this year.
Right. They got bumped in the second round, the finals, the conference finals. I think they was in the conference finals. One year they made it mad for. It wasn't this year. It was the year that Murray. Remember Murray? They was down 3-1 and they came back and won that series, and then they did it a second time, and I think the third
Now,
time
that was Denver.
that was Denver. My bad. That was Denver.
Yeah.
See, again, that's why I'm confusing Denver with Utah, but
I don't think they ever made it to the Western Conference Final.
right. They made it to the round before that.
Yeah.
And I'm
Second round
saying,
champions like the Brooklyn Nets.
nah, respectfully, listen, and I think I'm saying all that to say the Jazz did the right thing by saying, all right, we're going to rebuild from this. I think they hit their ceiling, and it's time for us to make a
The
change.
Jazz fucked up by signing Rudy Gobert to all that money in the first place.
That's
Why would you give that type of bag to somebody that can't score on his own? You feel me? Like, granted, he's a game changing defender, but the name of the game is put the ball in the hoop. and he can't do that on his own. He don't got no back to the basket moves, no face up moves, nothing.
No
All he could
bag.
do is do putbacks and alley oops. Like you don't give that kind of money to, and then it's not like he's averaging 20 rebounds a game on some Dennis Rodman shit. Like he's not even doing that. You feel me? Like I could, you could look at Dennis Rodman like, well, I know I'm getting 20 rebounds from him a night. You feel me? Like I could throw him some kind of money, and I still wouldn't even give a Dennis Rodman that kind of a bag. But I'm just saying it makes more sense to me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like he could defend, and he's giving me 20 rebounds a night. You feel
yeah,
me? Like Rudy Gobert's not doing that. I think they just writing their own wrongs. You feel me? And
right.
Danny Ainge, whenever you Danny Ainge, wherever he goes, uh Danny Ainge, wherever he goes, he likes to rebuild. He likes to be in a situation where he could destroy to rebuild. He did the same thing. Y'all was the first dummies that made that easy for him. The reason why Boston Celtics are successful today is because of the Brooklyn Nets. Shout out to the Brooklyn Nets for making the Boston Celtics successful on so many levels. You feel me? That trade with Kevin Garnett,
That was the
and
fill seats for sure.
yeah, it was the Phil Seats, but those draft picks turned into Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
No doubt.
Uh, and that was under Danny Ainge's watch. And then, of course, y'all letting Ime Aduko go over there on top of giving them those draft picks. You feel me?
Hmm.
Y'all mean that finals appearance was on the Nets dime. Shout out to y'all. You know what I
No doubt.
mean?
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's what I just said all that to say that's what Danny Ainge likes to do. He likes to go in a situation where he has the green light to destroy, to rebuild, and that's where he's at. He's looking for suckers, just like he did when he was in Boston and the Brooklyn Nets. You know what I mean? To give us everything and anything for things that are not worth what you're getting in return. And I think he's used to the old Knicks and listening to the rhetoric that sports media is giving that the Knicks are desperate, and the Knicks are showing that's not the case. You feel me? Danny Ainge, you go do something. I was about to get real disrespectful, but I caught myself. You feel me? Because I don't know you personally. But if you think you go I just said all that to say Danny Ainge is in a situation where like he wants to destroy. That's what Danny Ainge do. He like to destroy to rebuild. So it's not so much of him, making the right decision as far as him just doing what he normally does. You feel me?
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel like again, just reiterating what I said and going forward. Joe Side's going to stick with Sean Marks. We just seen the success of Pat Riley with the Miami Heat as a GM, and it took 10 years for them to get their first ring.
But it's different though. That's a different situation. That's like
No,
comparing
I'm not saying
it's
it's the same situation. I'm saying the window of success that an owner gives a GM to run the team. Like, what is the window? You know what I mean? I know you may not get it right because I feel like I don't like the window that they gave Nash. It's okay for him to lose in his first few years, but it's the prime career of Kyrie and KD. It's not a good mix. You know what I mean? So I feel like at the end of the day, GM wise, again, it don't look nothing. It's nothing for Nash, but everything for Kyrie and KD, and
so
even Sean Marks. It's like, okay, I could lose this, but I'll still be all right. But you got to make sure that the guys, if you want them to be committed, you got to make sure you got the right
well,
guys on your team.
hold it down real quick, bro. I gotta make a call.
All right,
Uh, cause my I gotta make a call because of my kid. I just
shout out
hold
to
it down real
the
quick.
kid. The only Nick fan I got love for, man. You know what I'm saying? All these other Nick fans get smoked. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Again, I just think that's what it is when it come down, and that's the way I'm going forward with the conversation about how is it fair to, and you can see, like I said prior, that the teams that are winning, they build from the draft. They're not building from the free agency and winning games like that. You know what I'm saying? Most times they build from the draft or they get players in the free agency young, not in the prime of their career to win it. The only time that really happened was a Kawhi Leonard for the most part. And Toronto got lucky because he was healthy that year. Then right after that, the Clippers, they got unlucky because he did, I think the last healthy year Kawhi Leonard really had was Toronto. You know, so I'd say the winning teams build from the draft. You can't skip the draft, And by not skipping the draft, you have to have confidence in your plays, and you have to give them a good window for them to make the ball club successful. With Cam Thomas, Kessler Evans, DDJ, and Cam Thomas, Kessler Evans, DDJ, and Daron Sharp, the double day, you have to give them a real window to be successful. Don't put them in a situation where you just want to use them as trade pieces to get another play that might be good but won't have chemistry. The summer league crew is what I call them. Those 4 players got chemistry. Steph Curry, he had chemistry with Drum, but he traded Drum. I could see him having chemistry with Nick Claxton. The significance of what I'm saying, as far as conversation wise, is not necessarily all around the skill of the player when you building around the play. It's the system as well. You feel what I mean? Who has the system? Like, and I'll contrast it to this: the system that the Golden State Warriors has suits Draymond Green. If he leave, I know he's talking heavy about the money he deserved, but he's talking like he'll leave. It's not necessary to say he will be as effective on another team because of the system that they built with Draymond Green. Remember, he was drafted with Golden State Warriors, so they was really building around him. He might go to a team trying to run it the way from his experience, but he will be doing it in the light of, this is what I was doing and it worked, opposed to what are y'all doing, in my opinion. So my point is, what he's asking for, he might get it just off of the strength of the success since he been drafted. But it's because they designed the way they win and play games around how he fits in the system. And sometimes, you know what I mean, teams, they want players to fit in a system, and sometimes they need players to just do what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My bad, y'all.
But they got to be a culmination of both.
Quick dad duty real quick, man. Kalia was crying her eyes out just now. But she good though. Yeah, she good though. Yeah, so what was you talking about while I was going?
No, shout out to Kalia. I'm glad she's doing better, you know. But I was just saying, just when it come down to draft picks and the ball team building around the draft pick, how much time is necessary to give them, and how much do you want to change what they're already doing? You know what I mean? Like, Jordan looked like he just got stronger, and he had the same skill set and got stronger, and it's like, all right, you can't stop me now because I got stronger. And then I think he developed the jump.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
But again, what I'm saying is just the investment of the ball team to the player development of the player. Like you say, RJ, he's gotten better every year, which is going to look good on the, you know, to the Knicks as a ball team, as an organization, because you're showing you drafted a player, and every year from when you drafted him, he showed progress. And I'm saying that's what a lot of teams that's winning doing. Golden State did it with Clay, Steph, and Dre. And I'm just reiterating the same conversation to say, I think 10 years is a fair window for a GM. If you're going to give a GM a amount of time to be successful for your ball club, 10 years is a good window. What you got on
that? 10 years is a good window for a player?
No, for a GM.
No, so when you look at again, to use Pat Riley as the example, when you look at that, that's comparing apples to oranges. You feel me? Pat Riley came into the organization of Miami, and they were a contending team when he got there. They had Alonzo Mourning, Tim Hardaway, and he transitioned that team through a rebuild. That's when you get the draft pick of Dwayne Wade. And I think once they got into the rebuild, because I think when he got there, he had like a good another 3-4 years with Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then the rebuild start. You got Dwayne Wade. Then he gets all that Shaq. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's different. You feel me? I think that's different. So
but you base it on the draft picks that they get as GM who you draft.
I think it's based on everything is based on evaluations of decisions being made. I mean, players and coaches, right? players, coaches, and front office people, GMs, right? So you just look at the decisions being made. It's
Oh,
not only you can't really just say we're gonna give him this much time before we be like, oh, we're gonna fire him. You got to also weigh the decisions being made. Like, you know, you had a good young core, a good supporting cast to put around KD and Kyrie. You decided to trade that for whatever reason, right? For James Harden, that was a poor decision. Instead of getting a coach that can actually coach like Tyrone Lue, that actually has championship experience,
mm-hmm.
you go and get a rookie coach to put next to KD and Kyrie. That's another poor decision. I think those just two decisions alone took you out of contentions for winning the championship, and that he deserves to be fired because of that. You just can't
You
put
said
a time
what two decisions? I want to see if we agree.
to trade away your young core, right? To trade away your
One.
young core.
Yeah, I've said that.
That
Yeah.
that was one, and to hire Steve Nash over Tyronn Lue. You
Oh
feel
yeah,
me?
that was pretty bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
those two decisions right there
yeah.
should have cost Sean Marks his job. And just now seeing how the whole situation on top of that is unfolding, it's because of his doing. KD wants to leave because of decisions that Sean Marks has made. Uh,
Agreed.
so that alone right there, it trumps any time period of waiting to evaluate him. He made severely poor decisions. It's a what have you done for me lately league, and what
Now
he
I
what
think
he's
Brian
done,
Keefe is the
and,
fix for real. I
and
do.
what he no, it's not. Brian Keefe ain't making trades. Brian Keefe ain't calling timeouts in game. Brian Keefe ain't putting players in and out of games. He's an assistant coach. The best he can do is offer his knowledge to Steve Nash, but it's still up to Steve Nash to use the knowledge. You feel me? Like yeah, he like that's just what it comes down to. You feel me? Like I
Mm-hmm.
think Brian Keefe is not a GM. He's not the head coach. It's like it's like you having you having like the worst stomach problem you ever had in your life. You know that is a bigger problem. The doctor told you that is a bigger problem than some normal shit, and you just taking a Tums or Alka Seltzer. Like, yeah, this should do the trick. Nah, it's a big problem here, bro. You need surgery. that Tums and Alka Seltzer, and that's what I feel like Brian Keefe is. It's gonna make y'all feel good for the moment, but it doesn't fix the problem, bro. You feel me?
Again,
The problem is Steve Nash at coach, and the problem is uh uh what's his face, Sean Marks at GM. That's the problem.
listen, again, the reason why I say that Brian Keefe is the fix is because he's there for the defensive side of the ball, and we got and added Royce O'Neal because we're going with Ben Simmons and hoping that he could play at the elite level that he did when he was in Philly. And I'm saying that to say we changed the identity of the team. And immediately, when we traded away the young core, our team was supposed to be so dangerous because of the offensive power. We could see, regardless of the offensive power that we had, if these players are not available to score the ball, it don't matter. We can't. It ain't about them matching us bucket for bucket. They're gonna score, and that's gonna pain us because we can't score with them. Now that our players are injured or not there for whatever reason, or playing injured in that for that matter, because that's what happened. Harden got injured and then played injured, and Kyrie got injured and did not play. So that's what happened. And without defense there, you're not going to get any stops. And without coaching to draw up a play in where we respect and want Steve Nash to be strong, he's not strong. So bringing in Brian Keefe is the fix for that reason. Because when I looked at the top teams, they were the better teams in transition. When it came to fast breaks, they were getting the easy buckets, and that's because of defense. You know, they would run out and get the easy bucket, and that, in my opinion, is a pace thing as well. So it helps the pace. When you got good defense, it helps the pace of the game, and it changes the tempo of the game. And I think that's the direction that the Brooklyn Nets are going in, and it's a defensive one. What before
Transition baskets is not a product of your defense. It's the product of you playing bad offense or the other team playing good defense. That's what transition comes from. Transition comes from steals, long
hustle,
rebounds,
yeah,
and that's what that comes from. Like you could be a bad transition team, Yes, that is also possible. But the main cause of transition buckets is from either bad offense on the offensive team or good defense from the defensive team. You feel me? That's the reason. I just want to interject and say that. But
Nah, I wanted to switch up and get into the actual GMs of this in the league, and I'm looking. I'm talking about the success. You got number 30 is the Sacramento Kings GM. That's funny, right? He's been there for 20 seasons. Shoot, this is what I'm saying. What is their window? Look at how
bro,
the
so
Sacramento Kings played.
and this is I'm about to sidetrack your whole shit right now with that being a Knicks fan. You feel me? And this is another bone to pick I had with the mainstream media. They talk about the New York Knicks like they're the worst franchise in the NBA, but Sacramento Kings haven't made the playoffs in 16 years. 16.
Look,
16 years.
He's been the GM for 20
Yo,
seasons.
there is no current NBA player that's
Yeah.
ever played a playoff basketball game against the Sacramento Kings.
Right.
There's not a player in the NBA that said, "Hey, I played a playoff game against the Sacramento Kings." They don't exist.
DJ, can I get some water?
They don't exist. It's wild, bro. It's wild. But then they talk about the Knicks like the Knicks are the worst franchise in NBA history. Craziness. My fault. Go ahead, bro. Oh, my fault, yo. If y'all want to call in, the phone lines are open, man. My bad.
Oh yeah, call up, man.
Word.
And I'm saying that to say, look at his window. They must not care. You know what I mean? But let's get to the Knicks and Nets because there's a lot of teams, right? But I just for example, and I'm glad you said that because that's true. I just seen that the other day as well. But to say all that, to say 20 season non-playoff appearance, 0 NBA titles. And that's the stat I'm giving you. You know what I'm saying? Number 29 is Sam Presti, 12 seasons. His record is 60% winning. Non-playoff appearances, 0 titles. So again, I think different places have different windows for when they expect winning. After KD left, I don't think they knew they was going to rebuild mode after KD left. You know what I mean?
Sam Presti, he's from the Thunder.
Sam Presti is a GM for the Thunder. Yeah, he's been there 12 seasons. Yeah.
Again, you look at there was some measurements of success there. You know, with drafting KD and whatchamacallit.
Harden and Durant.
Harden and Durant. That buys him
Harden and Durant. I mean Harden and Westbrook.
Yeah. So that buys him a window of time. You feel me? They went to the finals under his watch. You feel me?
Brian Keefe is from that era when Sam Presti was doing all that.
So now you look and you go, all right, now you giving him another chance to really rebuild because since KD and Westbrook left, like this is now their rebuild. Because when KD left, they wasn't in the rebuild. They went and got Paul George. They traded away a shit ton of draft picks. No, that wasn't them. They
get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's nice.
But after Westbrook and Paul George go now, he's showing that this is why he's here. He's drafted really well. You feel me? Like SGA, that Giddy kid, that I think they got a man kid over there, and that new white boy that they just got.
Chet.
I forgot. Chet, yeah.
Thanks. And I think Kevin Porter, somebody, he's stocky dude. You know
that's why he gets that kind of leeway because the first rebuild that he went through with the organization was successful, and they made a lot of playoff appearances. They went to the finals. Then that fell apart. None to his fault. KD wanted to leave. Like, would you? Like he didn't trade KD away. But KD
now just staying there with you real quick. It's a different window of success player to GM. You know, a GM could see a player come and go, whatever, I guess, right? But more so, the player has a shorter window to win with the ball club. You expect the GM to be there longer than the player.
Not in this day and age. GMs and head coaches. Well, GMs not so much. GMs stay around for a long time. And
I'm looking at the best GMs, and they there for a long time. 10 years.
you know what's crazy, right? I think Doris Burke said this, that she would like to see, you know, when we talk about GMs, we have their record attached to their names the same way as coaching.
Right?
You feel
No,
me?
it's here.
Yeah, no, I mean in that report it is, but normally you don't see it. You feel me? You don't see it. It's not a normal thing. When you discuss coaches, you discuss their records. You feel me?
Right.
Like when it goes down in the Hall of Fame and all that, their records, all that. When you talk about a coach, oh, he's this and this much with this team. You feel me? Like
Yeah. But I will
that
say
needs
too.
that needs to happen with the GMs too, because I think that's important. They
Yeah.
get it like too much blame get placed on a coach and not so much as much on a GM, because the coach can only coach what he has to work with, and that comes from what the GM gives.
Right.
And
And Nash
I
went
think
wrong with that. Yeah.
I think the GM is more at fault than the coach, if you ask me.
It depends. With
Because
our situation now, Nash is because he didn't use LaMarcus Aldridge. He didn't use Kessler Edwards. We cut James
oh
Johnson for
yeah,
Kessler Edwards to
no,
go to the
I think
playoffs, and he didn't use him.
again, that's why I think uh uh uh, uh Sean Marks need to be fired, because he hired that coach.
He
You
did
feel me?
hire.
If you give Tyrone Lue, but either one of those teams, even with y'all team hurt, y'all win that Bucks series. Even with your team hurt, y'all win. Tyrone Lue was the coach.
Yeah, because you
Y'all
skip Joe Harris because he's not playing well. Simple.
then you fast forward to this year, you give Tyrone Lue that roster, y'all win. Y'all win
Yeah.
that series. I don't think Boston beat y'all. As good as they are, I don't think they beat y'all, because the vets that he had on that team, the assortment of talent that was on the Brooklyn Nets, he would have found ways to make LaMarcus Aldridge effective. He would have
Of
found
course.
ways to make Blake Griffin effective. You feel me? He would have found ways to use Cam Thomas, because even though
Yeah.
I don't think he's better than Quentin Grimes, the kid is a bucket. You feel me? And I mean, he
Yeah,
is a
you give
bucket.
him that. Yeah, you give him that.
Yeah,
He's a bucket.
he
Yeah.
is a bucket.
Yeah.
He gonna find ways to make him effective, bro. And that's why I think Sean Marks deserves the blame and needs to be fired, because he hired a coach that wasn't ready for the job. You don't
Right.
give a rookie coach a team that's ready to win now. The only time in the whole entire world I've seen it work was when they hired that David Black dude in Cleveland. But even then, he coached overseas in Israel. He had basketball coaching experience.
Right.
You feel me? Like he wasn't a complete novice to actually coaching a game of basketball. Steve Nash was, and it still shows even into his second year. That's why Sean Marks need to be fired, bro.
But now, well, yeah, to add to that, far as building and coaching to the team, I think that the GM should be very selective when it comes down to picking a coach. It's not just about picking the players. You can't just pick any coach because he's your friend, excuse me, and say, okay, we'll pick the best players, even though my friend as a coach doesn't have any experience or know-how to actually coach. But, and I'll say that going forward, I think the GM, again, needs to be very careful on what coach is selected, because that coach represents you, because you're the one who's actually doing the hiring.
But
The next
but
GM,
realistically, my fault. But
go ahead.
realistically, the reason why it doesn't matter so much, because the GM is not going to get the blame. We blame the coach. You feel me? Because the GM is in the shadow.
Well, that's more. That's the, not to say it like that, but that's the casual fan. Like, we really be vlogging, really be going in digging. Me, I know I'll be digging in the crates, be finding out this and that and the third. Case in point is, you see where the blame is pointing again. KD took a lot of blame for 3 seasons about Nash being the reason why he was there. I did vlogs about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. And again, shout to KD, because he did not do that. And to say that KD did pick Tyrone Lue, and you look at what Ty Lue, his resume and what he had to work with, even them being competitive last season when they had a injured Kawhi Leonard. You know, they were really competitive in the playoffs. And again, and when you look at the success when it come down to the GMs on this list that I'm looking at, it's about playoff appearances as well.
Just to interject and add to the Tyrone Lue thing, they missed Kawhi and Paul George for half of the season, and they were still in the hunt and still they made the playoffs, right?
But yeah, they made the playoffs. That's what I'm saying. You got to give credit to the coach for those wins. If the superstar's not on the team, he still found
Both
a
of them.
way. You
Both
know
of
what I'm
them.
saying? He did more with less, and that's what good coaches do. Again, as much as the Pelicans went out the way they did, that's success for that coach Willie Green. For him to
Fact.
do as well as he did for his first season as a coach, that's success. It's success for Ime Udoka. It pains me to say it because I know he was supposed to be our head coach. My point is, and when you look at, they just show George Hurst. He's the GM for the Bucks right now. He's been a GM for 2 years and he won a championship, I guess, or something like that. Case in point is, that's a rarity. A lot of times there's not immediate success from a GM when you are a new GM. It takes about 5-10
But
years.
the thing with that that's different is that he came in to a situation where that team was already, that the core was already built. All he had to do is like add the, you know what I mean, the little sprinkle. Like it's like yo, it's like, for instance, me coming behind Gordon Ramsay after he cooked the meal and just sprinkling some salt on it. And they're like, oh my God, he's great. But really, you're not. The guy who put in all the work before you to put that team together did all the work. You feel me? But yeah, keep on going down the list.
You got man, listen. All right. You got Larry Bird. Larry Bird, 13 seasons, had a record of 529, just above 500, 8 playoff appearances, and 0 NBA titles. You got Daryl Morey at 26. Morey, I don't like this guy. Houston Rockets, 12 years till present. As a GM, he's 61%, 10 playoff appearances, 0 titles. Bob Weinhauer, Houston Rockets, Milwaukee Bucks. He had 4 seasons, 3 playoff appearances, 1 NBA title. He's old. He's real old.
Yeah. So I figured.
Yeah. He's
Milwaukee title that was back in the day with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and them.
Yeah, no, but he didn't win it with them. He actually won it with the Hakeem in '95. So I don't know what happened for him to have such a short stint. I just, I don't know what happened. But again, the next one is pause. His name is Dick. I mean, what could I do with that? You know what I mean? Pause.
His name is Richard.
Right, Richard. Richard Vertlieb. He's the GM for Seattle Supersonics, Golden State Warriors, and the Pacers. He had 4 seasons with the Supersonics. He had 74 through 76. Yeah, these guys are old. You know what I'm saying? These guys are old. He had 3 playoff appearances in the NBA title, though. And I imagine he won that NBA title with the Warriors because that's the only 2 out of those 3 teams. That's the only team that won a championship back then, and that was in 1975. So again, which, not to change the conversation, but which gives that's a new regime with Curry there now. It's like he really putting Golden State Warriors back on the map. You know what I mean? They were kind of one of the founding teams back in the day. They've been around a long time. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, generational talents could do that, man. And he's a generational talent. I think it was the right.
He'd have brought the same success to the Knicks if y'all drafted him.
Nah, because it was dysfunctional. Okay. To be perfectly honest, that organization was dysfunctional. What year? Yeah, now we drafted Jordan Hill that year. We wasn't Jordan Hill, exactly. Huh? We was 1 pick after the Golden State Warriors drafted, and it was somebody dope. What year was? Hold on, I gotta find out. I'm sorry.
I think it's 2009. I forgot who it was exactly. But yeah, man, y'all can call up and we want to chop it up with y'all.
I gotta see, because it was some people that was after Steph Curry that was fired, right?
Yeah, I missed
Steph Curry, Jordan Hill. Next pick was DeMar DeRozan.
Wow.
Brandon Jennings, 2, we could have drafted him. And Brandon Jennings, when he was healthy, was nice.
Yeah, he was. Milwaukee
Ty
Bucks.
Lawson, Ty Lawson went after we drafted.
He used to play for North Carolina.
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday. I miss Drew Holiday.
He went 17. Yeah, bruh.
Good draft. Building from the draft, man. I don't know who the hell Jordan Hill is, man.
Jeff Teague.
Wow. Atlanta.
These are the players.
Baller.
These are the players that we missed on to draft Jordan Hill. I think Jordan Hill played maybe 4 seasons in the NBA, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh, nah. Wow. He had a longer career than I thought.
Not with the Knicks.
Nah, he had 1 season with the Knicks, and we shipped his ass out of there.
See, that's another thing too. You ship him off after 1 season, you're not going to get your most.
He was poop,
bro. You're not going to get your most productive. Look at Kobe Bryant, his first season, but he was 18.
Listen, man, the man averaged 7 points for his whole career, son.
Okay,
7 points. What we on? What we put? Nah, he was trash. He was a big man too.
So y'all know y'all made a mistake in getting Jordan Hill early and trading him away.
GM? Hold on, I gotta find out who was the GM of the Knicks in 2009.
Yeah, man.
Donnie Walsh drafted. Oh, I'm ashamed of you, Donnie Walsh.
Yeah, man.
But I say all that to say, we would have. Nah, we got Melo the next year. Oh nah, we would have been all right. No. In the Knicks, we would have traded Steph Curry for Melo.
He got a lot of bad reviews and I say that because he got a lot of bad reviews early in his career about how successful he can be, and he really worked out, got bigger, got stronger to be the best he can be. But case in point is that the Warriors didn't give up on Curry. If the Warriors gave up on Curry,
they were about to.
But case in point is right. They were about to.
He was about to get traded to Milwaukee.
Right. No. It's all true. I'm just saying that.
Can you imagine him and Giannis playing together, bro? That shit
dangerous. But I'm saying that to say that the GM decides that. You feel what I'm saying? And you drafted him. It's not like you giving up on a player that you did not draft. You draft these players. You watch him. You know it as a player development coach, what you're looking for, what to build around. You have to be very careful on who represents your basketball team.
The only reason why that trade didn't go through is because of Milwaukee, not because of Golden State. Just being honest.
Yeah.
If Golden State, if Milwaukee didn't back out that deal at the last moment, Golden State would have made the biggest mistake of their whole entire lives. You feel me? Like, but luckily it worked out in their favor, because mostly because of Mark Jackson. You feel me? Mark Jackson was the one. Mark Jackson was the one that had the faith in Steph Curry and knew what kind of talent Steph Curry was, and that's important about that's important about a coach too, is to know what talent you have in your players and speak that to life. You feel me? And to tie that in with the Knicks, I know some Knicks fans gonna hate me for saying that.
That's poetic.
I'm not saying that I think this player is on Steph Curry level in no way, shape, or form. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the coach believing in the player in that kind of manner. I believe that's the same thing with Coach Tommy T and Julius Randle. I think Coach Tommy T believes in Julius Randle a little bit too much. I don't think that he's a point forward at all, but I do believe that he's a hell of a talent. You feel me? And now that we got a point guard, we're gonna really see what Coach Tommy T believed in Julius Randle in all this time. You feel me? The reason why Julius Randle gets the most improved player and have a career year is because of the belief and the faith that the coach has in the player. Like, the coach put Julius Randle in those positions. You feel me? Like, hey, we need a bucket. Go get us a bucket. That's the coach. We believe you could get us the bucket. Go get us the bucket. The difference between last year and the year before is the way that Julius Randle was being defended. It's hard to defend it's hard for anybody to score being defended that way.
Yeah.
Remember when they had the situation where teams was putting a wall up against Giannis? That was the defense. When
Right.
Giannis was going on fast breaks, they were building a wall, and he
Right.
struggled with that. You feel
Mhm.
me? For a while, he struggled with that
Mhm.
because they took away his strength.
Running dunk man. Yeah.
Yeah, running dunk man. They took away his strength. He struggled with that for a little bit, and but that's coaching and having faith in him and not giving up and be like, up, it's over for you. They figured you out, kid. We got to
Right.
ship you out. They
Right.
got your number. You feel me? And that's the importance of that. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say this before I forget. I think it's poetic that that Mark Jackson never wanted to get traded from the Knicks, and I'm saying this just to rub salt in the wound. I'm just throwing salt, not salt, but I feel like it could happen, right? The fact that he never gave up on Steph Curry was against the whole Milwaukee trade, and they kept Steph Curry and they became successful. And this is adding to Barry Garrett's comment about how he deserves a ring from the Warriors because he did build that system for it to work the way it did, and he had a lot of say in the drafting of Clay and Steph. Um, and I'm saying that to say it's poetic because maybe that would be the success if he never got traded from the Knicks, and he looked at it like, I'm not going to let what happened to me happen to you. Or maybe he didn't have, like you said, Milwaukee was the one who decided the
Yeah.
fate of it. But
He
I
was
know that
out of here.
I can say enough to say that Mark Jackson was against it. He did not want to lose Steph Curry, and he believed in Steph Curry the whole time. And I think, if y'all would have believed in Mark Jackson, y'all would have won a ring. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. As long as Michael Jordan was around, we wasn't winning no rings, man. That's just how I see it. Like nobody was eating in Michael Jordan's prime, son. Nobody.
I don't know, man.
Who run the
But
city? Kev, tell them what it is, man.
Yeah. Man, this guy just loves the cap, huh? He's a steady capper, man. Nah, not much, man. I just called to, show love to y'all and say what up, man. Knicks run the city.
You already know the vibes. You ain't got no questions today, Kev?
Nah, not today, because I'm in the car. I don't want to go in, so I just wanted to call back because I thought I was gonna call back.
I appreciate you for the call up, Brody.
yeah, shout to Kev.
Yeah, bro. Quinn Grimes is that dude.
That's a fact. That's all day in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Play less games and can't put up the same numbers.
Yeah. That's a fact.
We'll see.
All day in America.
We're gonna see next season who the better player, man. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Kev. Appreciate you, bro. He hung up. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. And I think to add to what he said, I think both teams respectfully look at both players in that light where they want to build around the Cam Thomas with the Brooklyn Nets and the Knicks want to build around the Quentin Grimes. Again, I feel like even with the Donovan Mitchell thing, they were hesitant because the players that they were asking for. And hence a Quentin Grimes. Y'all not trying to trade him.
I can't wait till the schedule being released. That's next month.
They got the preseason joint. Yo, and again, man, let's while we got time, man, let's do it. Let's try to go to a Knicks next game or get them some tickets or something, man.
So this is the idea I'm having. You feel me? Now that we on live, so the fans can hear my thought process. I was thinking, instead of giving out 2 tickets, we give out the 1 ticket and we try to go to the game with them. You feel me? So it'll be like you win the raffle to go to the game with the Who Run the City, the Knicks versus Nets game. You know what I mean? With the Who Run the City pass. You feel me?
That's
fire. I mean?
Fire. No, that's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire.
So
I like the ticket thing too because what said or Uncle said, like he with his date. You know what I'm saying? Like that was fire. Like as
with my aunt, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like dead ass. Like he called us. They, you know what I mean? They had the whole situation. They was chilling. I don't want to break up that vibe. I cannot replace his wife. Like dead ass. Because I don't want
to thing with Barry. Not Barry, excuse me, JJ. JJ took his girl to the game too.
This is what I'm saying. That vibe right there. Come on, that's a different vibe. If you win a ticket, imagine the person that win a ticket, they got a girlfriend. Like these two situations, and then she like, oh, you got a free ticket. I want to go. And like, nah, I'm going. Like, oh, you going on a date with the host? You gonna take him on a date? Because to them, it's a date. We putting them in date situations to watch the Knicks. Not well, it wasn't the Knicks versus the Nets. It was random teams, and that's another thing that I'm saying too. They playing random teams when they go. And you know, I as much as I want to go, I'm gonna keep it real. I want to make it my business. To be honest with you, and this is the controversy. I want to make it my business to go to the game if it ain't on a Friday, which is kind of going against us giving away the tickets. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, damn, I want to go to one of those games too. I kind of want to be in there for one of those games.
I'm going to the Knicks versus Nets game. I don't care if we got a show or not. I'll do that shit from my seat if I have to.
That's a fact. Yo, this season I want to go to all four, bro. I'll step foot in the garden if it's the next Knicks game.
So boom, if we do go, if it's on a Friday, bro, we go to the game together and then we post up somewhere and do the Who Run the City live. Just
hold on,
or whatever.
Let's say this, because since the cat is out the bag, let's call it what it is. We didn't get a lot of support from y'all. So this is his part of the reason why I'm looking at it like I want to go to the game myself. But the truth is the winners are big supporters of the Who Run the City, the podcast, and I don't regret them going to the game. Shout to JJ Jackson and shout to Uncle Said, because that's true. When it come down to support, those if there were ever fans that should have been at that game that supported the podcast, it's us. What I will say is where we miss is merch. We could have had them in a Who Run the City shirt or a Who Run the City hoodie or something like that. So, you know, give them a free hoodie. So they're like, oh, were you here off the strength of the podcast?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
I got to it. Yeah, I got to tune into that. What's that? Yeah, if I show up to, I'm got to figure out how to get these QR codes, how they work. Yeah, I mean, because I'm thinking about if I'm sending people to the games, we're gonna get the QR code right on the shirt. So they be like, oh, you came in because of the podcast, you scan the QR code. Get with my guys. You feel me? Get with my guys.
Yeah, and some of this is because of life, and me and you ain't get a chance to power out for real. But this is the stuff that I'll be going on with me. You know what I mean? I'll be hella busy. I know you be busy too. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, we building this brand, and a lot of fans that's watching now, y'all been helping us build this from the start. So shout to the new subscribers, like, share, and subscribe. But shout to the guys that started with us, the root guys. You know what I mean? From the mud, you know what I mean? From the soil. You know what I'm saying?
About the support and why it's important, right? Like I can't stress this enough. We ain't got no sponsorships. The Knicks nor the Nets are helping us do anything. They're not sending us no tickets to give to y'all or nothing like that.
Right.
Yeah, we are literally paying this bread to send people to games from our own pockets.
That's a fact.
You feel me?
Good seats.
We ain't even putting y'all in the nosebleeds, and that's something that me and Big Fan Breezy was talking about. I was like, yo, we sending them to the games. I'm not trying to put them in the nosebleeds.
You experienced it. Let's just kind of like dial back on what it was for Uncle Said to call up. Like, he called up, arm around his wife, sipping on the best beverages. I mean, obviously he's doing this from a place where he's enjoying where he can see the game. He did not need the Jumbotron to enjoy the game. We put
he said the Duce was flowing that night.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he enjoyed the game and didn't need the Jumbotron to enjoy the game. That's the kind of tickets that we provide. And that's part of the reason why we want to go to the game too. You know what I mean? I'll go live at the game. I would. You know what I mean? Because like, come on, man. We got to work it out. We want to send y'all to the game. We want to go to the game. What if we go to the game with y'all? But we have to get more tickets. But in order for that to happen, we would need more support. So
that's a fact. That's a fact. Bro. That's a fact. And the only way this could keep going, the only way we could keep on giving y'all the raffles to give away tickets is if y'all support, bro. You feel me? And we give you quality seats for $5, bro. A raffle ticket.
$5.
Like $5, bro. Like, and you have the chance to win tickets that cost some bread, some hundreds. You feel me? Some hundreds. You know what I mean?
I want to find that footage and I want to post it because I want to post when JJ called up and we got to dialing with him and when Uncle said your uncle was there with his wife. I want that footage so y'all could actually see the joy, the jubilation, and in that game where he went to the Brooklyn game. I believe that Uncle said went to a Brooklyn game, and
I
I
think he
believe
went
JJ
to
went to a Knicks game. I
he
think
went
that's
to
how it happened.
said went to we started with a preseason game.
And we won that game too.
It was Brooklyn versus Milwaukee. So you whatever date y'all played Brooklyn versus Milwaukee preseason, that's when said went. JJ Jackson, I forgot which game he went to, but I know he went live on his own page because
Right.
we didn't get him on the show. So I could ask JJ to send us over that footage from his page.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yo, shout out to my guy Fraj in the building, man. You already know the Vibery Team Knicks is in the building.
All right,
You
like,
feel
share,
me?
comment for us, man. I mean, y'all
Yeah,
always comment. The comments be heavy, so but like and
yeah,
share. You know what I'm saying? We, you
yeah,
know,
but yeah, we definitely try to send y'all to some more games, man. But I'm going. I don't care. We only sending.
yeah,
We
like we
we
gotta
said
work
Breezy
it
said
out
we only
because
doing.
I feel like,
We
listen,
said
man,
we only doing the city rivalry games this season.
facts.
So
I'm gonna
so
can't
I'm
miss
going
none
to
of
those.
those. We could give
Yeah, I'm
all
going to
4 of
those.
those games. You know
Yeah,
what we
I'm
could
going to
do
those.
too?
So
Nah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to. I want y'all to enjoy it, but we want to go too. So we gonna have to work it
I'm
out.
going. Listen, bro, you could either come or you can stay home. I'm going. So
Nah, I'm trying to go. I'm really trying to go because I think, maybe we could work it out to where y'all could come with us if y'all don't got a date. Y'all don't got a date situation, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I'm not trying to third wheel it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
yeah.
Because
So what?
I could bring my son, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
A lot of
listen,
ways
man.
this could work out.
Yeah, and this is why, like, this is why the support is important because I would rather, yeah, I mean, put that energy and money into going with somebody that, like, I know for real. I know a lot of y'all, like, to be perfectly honest, the ones that's on this page every day. But I'm just saying that time and energy and money could go elsewhere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. That's why we need y'all support. We do this because we love the fans. We want y'all to enjoy the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we trying to build something special here. But yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm trying to get off this. I gotta go to work tomorrow and I gotta get up early. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
we pretty much discussed what we want to discuss. Yeah, I was only thing that I wanted to get to is to see if they had any Knicks GMs or any Nets GMs, but we could get to that another time.
I would our GM's been trash. I ain't gonna hold you. You feel me? Our
Yeah,
GM's been trash.
yeah,
I
but
ain't
nah,
gonna hold you. Until Scott Perry, you know what I mean? And Scott Perry we trust. And I just want everybody to know I've been saying that since before Leon Rose got here. Scott Perry's first season, and I saw the moves he made. I was like, in Scott Perry we trust. And those moves that he made got us in the situation that we are now, which is better than we were before he got here. A lot better. But yeah, yeah.
right? Nah, again, man, we could sign off, but in a nutshell, the conversation. If y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed tonight's show. Let us know what y'all think, and I'm curious. I'm asking y'all, whoever's watching, what is the window that you think that owner of a team should give a GM for the team to become successful? And to my knowledge, the success is not only considered an NBA title because it's 30 GMs in for one NBA title. So you can't only measure success by NBA title. You got to measure it by playoff success as well, and the players that they draft to build towards that direction. So jump in that conversation. Let us know what you think. Shout out to Fresh Tags. I see you pulled up late. Yeah, man, we love when you call, and I know it's late and we'll get to it another time. But shout to Barry and all the other fans that pulled up. Shout to Tea Time. Shout to me, big fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. And man, we appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. And like, share, comment, man. We be back at it, man. Soon. Very
Yeah,
soon. I
you
got some
already
surprises for y'all too, man. Soon.
you already know the vibes, man. We see y'all next Friday, you heard?
All right, later, y'all. Peace.
I'm trying to end this shit. I'm on my cell phone.